What's up, Big Pimpin'? Put your dick back in your pants because this is Patrick James and I've got your raw dating advice tip of the day. Cue the intro.
Okay.
Now in this video, we're gonna be going over the top 3 nice guy beliefs. These are the beliefs that the guys who are chronically friend zoned, the guys who like girls but they never know how to get them, the guys who commit to movements like nofap just to justify the fact that they never get sex anyways, alright? Most of these guys have at least one of these 3 beliefs, and if you have one of these, it literally blocks a girl's ability to feel attraction for you. So let's jump into it so we can smash these beliefs and you can start going out into the real world. No more nofap for you because you're just gonna have other girls fapping for you, and no more just sitting on the internet watching YouTube videos about how to get girls, because as much as I would love for you to continue to watch my videos and continue to get girls, I want you to actually start going out and getting results with the videos that I post on this here YouTube channel. So let's get into it. The first belief that most nice guys have is that they believe girls are drawn to guys who have money and good looks.
Now I ain't saying she a gold digger.
Now here's the thing about money and good looks. There's a lot of differing opinions on you gotta be good looking, you gotta have money, like that's like the mainstream beliefs. And then in the dating world, a lot of people will say, no, money and good looks don't mean anything. You can be ugly, you can be fat, you can be lazy, you can be broke, and you can still get girls. Now, while that is true, you do not require money or good looks to get hot girls. It still helps you out for your own self-esteem. Money will definitely get your foot in the door, because here's the thing, let's be honest. If you went to Las Vegas and you dropped 10 grand on a bottle service table at one of the best nightclubs in the world, you're gonna have hot girls everywhere around you. But here's the key distinction. Even though you might be surrounded by hot girls now, they might want to be around you because being around you means that they look more high status and they get free alcohol. That doesn't mean they're gonna sleep with you, alright? You're still gonna be one of those grumpy old men who has a lot of money and doesn't know why you're not getting laid by these hot girls. Even though they're giving you attention, they're not sticking their vagina on your penis, alright? It's just not happening. It doesn't work like that. It's not that easy. So here's the general rule of thumb with money and good looks. Yes, it could get you a higher quality of girls. It will raise the quality of the girls surrounding you. However, it does not mean it will lead to sex. It will get your foot in the door, but that's about it. Now, let's address this good looks thing.
Did you ever think that maybe there's more to life than being really ridiculously good looking?
Good looks, while that also may get your foot in the door, if you are good looking but you don't have a good personality to back it up, once again, she's not gonna sleep with you. If you're needy, if you're reaction seeking, if you don't spark attraction, if you are a guy who only tries to find commonalities, if you're a guy who's good looking and just tries to throw money at her, it's not going to work. I'll give you an example here. I have a business mentor of mine who's in his 50s, and this guy is like, he looks like he could be one of the next George Clooney or something. He's one of the best looking 51-year-old guys that I've ever seen. He looks like should be in a movie or something. And he's also really fit. And at one point in his career, he was making $1 million a day. Now, I go out with this guy to bars all the time, and I've literally seen girls repulsed because what he will do is in the first few minutes conversation, he will literally start talking about his money and trying to impress them with how much money he has and how successful he is, and he thinks that the looks will speak for themselves. However, a lot of these girls are repulsed and come to me, who obviously I'm not making $1 million a day yet, and they'll come to me just because I'm the one who doesn't give a shit. I'm sparking attraction. I'm talking to this girl, I'm talking to that girl, I'm saying she can't handle me sexually. I'm challenging her in ways that she is not being challenged by this guy who's just giving her all of his chips. Alright? So that's my little take on money and good looks, and I'll just tell you what, back in the day when I first started getting into dating advice and first started getting a lot of girls, I was not only a little bit chubbier than I am now, but I was also self-conscious about my big nose, and I had braces. Imagine me, a fucking mouthful of braces, I was still making out with girls, right? I was still stealing girls at the club.
It's Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Alright, it's possible. You don't require money or good looks, and if you feel like you still need money or good looks, go out and get that stuff for your own self-esteem, but not to get the girl, because at the end of the day, if you're doing one thing to get someone else, that is a needy behavior. Hopefully you can see that. Which brings me into belief number 2, which is guys who chronically get friend zoned. Guys who get miserable one day because they don't get laid and they become a negative Yelp reviewer as a hobby because they're just a negative person in general. The second belief that they have is that they believe women want nice guys and romance, right? This is the stereotypical Hollywood narrative. The asshole, the good-looking, cocky asshole loses in the end, and the nice guy wins at the end of the movie. He gets the girl, and he got her by, you know, showing her how nice he was and how romantic he was and how chivalrous he was. But here's the thing, girls, while they might think that they want the Hollywood romance, the guy who's gonna buy her flowers and hold the door open for her and treat her like a fancy little princess, while they might think that they want that, and while they might tell a guy that they want that, they don't truly want that. In real life, assholes finish first, all right? I'll tell you what the $1 million mentor from the first example told me. I took him out to dinner one day, and by the way, if you've never taken a millionaire out to lunch or dinner, highly recommend it, because that's where you just get all these different insights and your mind is blown. Anyways, I digress. He told me, quote unquote, the nicest salesman has the skinniest kids. So in business, if you're too nice, you're not gonna get some business, you're not gonna get money. And the same thing applies to girls. If you're too nice, you're never gonna get the girl, all right? Back in the day, when I was a young 21, 22-year-old man, didn't really know how to attract women, I literally thought that a woman concluded her attraction for me by me showing her that we had all these commonalities, and I would do all these nice things for her and treat her like a nice little princess, and I would never cuss around her, because if I cussed around her, she might get offended, and God forbid if a girl ever got offended by a word that I said, because then she wouldn't like me and wouldn't approve of me. And you can see how all these behaviors are very unattractive. Not only is you thinking that you have to change yourself to be nice to attract a girl, not only is that a needy behavior and a reaction-seeking behavior, but it's also literally the least manly thing that you can do. You are literally taking yourself and making yourself a fucking pussy just to attract the girl. And girls are not attracted to pussies, they're attracted to men who do what they want, say what they want to say, and are gonna lead her through life, and not gonna change himself and his core beliefs and his core values just to get her. So let's kind of draw the distinction here so you can get some real world actionable shit here. Here's the thing. Guys who get girls, they can do the stereotypical nice guy things. They can hold the door open for her, they can send her flowers to work, they can compliment girls, they can buy her drinks, but the key distinction here is where it's coming from. If you're a nice guy, you're doing those things to get her approval. You are approval seeking. In other words, you're a validation junkie. You do those nice things for her in hopes that she will approve of you and validate you so that you can feel good about yourself, and then in that way she's literally just training you to be her little subservient puppy dog. But on the other hand, on the flip, an attractive man can do the same things that a nice guy would do. He can buy flowers for her, he can compliment her, he can buy her a drink, he can hold the door open for her, he can do all those stereotypical nice guy things, but the only difference is it's coming from a place of, I don't need your approval, I'm just doing these things for me. I'm doing these things because I feel good giving value, not because I care how you react. If I bought you a drink, I don't care if you hated me, slept with me, validated of me afterwards. I'm just gonna do it because I'm just in a giving mood. I feel great, so I'm gonna buy my friend a drink. I'm gonna buy this girl a drink. I'm gonna give her a compliment because, damn, that dress looks sexy the way she wore it today. I don't know why she's trying to turn me on so much right now, but it's kind of working. Anyways, and I'm on to the next thing. That's the difference here. That's the key distinction, is where's it coming from? So the next time you're out and you wanna do something nice for a girl, be aware. Are you doing it because you kind of want her to approve of you, or are you doing it because you're just in such a great mood already? Your cup is already overflowing, so you're just gonna give value freely and be the source of positive emotions. All right, so that's the second nice guy belief, nice guy behavior. And the last one, and we've already kind of alluded to it, is that nice guys try to build a connection with a girl before they build attraction. All right, if you meet a girl and you build a connection with her, you're doing something that friends do, right? If you want to meet a girl and you want to spark sexual tension and you want to bring out that natural attraction that the masculine and the feminine already have for each other, you gotta spark attraction. And all sparking attraction really does is it brings out sexual tension to the light. It brings out the sexual tension that already naturally exists between a man and a woman. And here's a good way that you can imagine this. If you stuck a male and a female dog in a room together and left them there for like 7 hours, they will fuck at some point in time if you have cameras on the room, right? Same thing happens with humans, right? The only reason Adam and Eve populated the earth was not because God looked at them and said, you, Adam, stick that thing in between your legs inside of that woman who I created from your rib. He didn't do that, not that we know of. There was just a natural sexual tension there because masculine and feminine want to come together. There's a natural draw. And anytime you can spark tension in an interaction, it literally pulls them together. It brings out the sexual tension and attracts those two together. So you gotta spark attraction before you build a connection, because friends meet each other and build connections and find commonalities and find things that they have in common. But if there's no sexual attraction there, then you're literally putting yourself in the friend zone. I hope this little visual representation that I just did with my hands kind of made sense to you, man, because it's very important. Now here's the million-dollar question. How do you bring out this sexual tension that already exists between men and women? How do you spark this attraction at will? It's actually pretty counterintuitive. Think about the friend, right? The friend who meets someone and finds commonalities. What they're doing is they're building rapport. That's how you make friends. The counterintuitive trick to getting a girl attracted to you, to bringing out that sexual tension, is doing the opposite. So instead of building rapport and finding things you have in common, break rapport. All right? Before you do this, before you build rapport, you have to break rapport. And here's why this works so well. Because anytime you break rapport with someone, especially early on, not only does it imply that you're a man who's been there before, the man who isn't going to change himself for her, the man who approves of himself so he doesn't require her approval, but it also implies that if I can break rapport with you, there was already rapport there to break. All right, does that make sense? I don't have to build rapport, because if I just assume that there's already rapport there and I'm already gonna break it early on, that implies that we already have this connection with. That implies that we already have rapport to break. And when I break rapport, it's different. It interrupts her pattern and it sticks out and it sparks tension. And I don't want you to break rapport in an offensive way. In fact, there's a proper way you should break rapport. And if you really want to find out some of the top ways to properly break rapport with a girl in a way that you're not going to offend her, or in a way that you're not going to turn her off, but in a way that you're actually going to hit the sweet spot of spiking a little bit of tension and making her attracted to you, I have a free report on my website. All you gotta do is click the link down below in the description and I'll give you that report for free. You just gotta enter your email address and I'll send it right over to you. I call it You Are Boring, which, you know, I don't think you're boring, but if you aren't currently getting the girls that you want, it's probably because you're not breaking rapport in the proper way, and I'll give you my top 10 ways to do that. So on that note, hope you enjoyed this video, hope you got some value out of it, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.
Okay.